welcome to qualifying for MotoGP's 9th round of the 2023 campaign. The rain is up, the wind is up, everything's up, but we're getting set to go for the 15-minute quali 1, 15-minute quali 2. Sweepers are out there just trying to get away much of the standing water on the racing line as possible. Omi's alongside me in the commentary box, but Omi, the conditions we just saw, you can't race, so I really do wonder what they're going to do here. Oh, we can't hear Omi. What's happened? Omi? Okay, well, we can't hear Omi at the moment, but track conditions are improving, which is always a great sign. And conditions windy, let's just say. It's going to be fun this session as well. Let's go over to BT Sport for a second.
Can't absorb any more, and then it starts coming in from strange places, doesn't it? I mean, the drainage just literally it fills up and just starts spilling back on. Tell you what, they're doing a cracking job.
They're really doing well, aren't they?
They're the best I've seen. Yeah. I can't see any.
We've had the blowers over the years.
Right, Omi, let's try again. Can you hear me? Omi? Omi? Can't hear me. Okay. Group 1 then. We'll see Fabio Quartararo, Franco Morbidelli, Marc Marquez, Miguel Oliveira, Leo Basciani, Fabio Di Antonio, Raul Fernandez, Joan Mir, Augusto Fernandez, Takaki Nakagami, Paulo Spargo, and Aiki Lukanoa will take part. Quartararo's got to go out in this first session. That's going to be very interesting to see how he gets along with that, as the conditions not really improving, just getting a little bit more interesting as we get ready. As you see, the first session gearing up, and we'll wait for Omi to get back and talk to us. Right now, he's away from the mic, so that's nothing too worse. But the qualifying session is about to get underway. Let's just change that, shall we? All our data needs to be swapped over, so it's now Q1. That's what I love about MotoGP as well. You've got to do all your manual graphics quite quickly, because it is one of the quickest turnarounds on the calendar to have this in. And now it won't work. I hate this software sometimes. It just does not work. Green light's going to come on. Q1 will be underway. So we are going to go in for this weird session as we predicted. We thought we might not. We thought we might have a little bit of a cut-off time. But the green light will go on. And qualifying 1 is go. British Grand Prix is underway. Q1 here at Silverstone. Riders heading out to the circuit. Top 2 from this session will progress up. And I'm not really sure it was a good idea to start the session, but they've got a day to do here at Silverstone. Whether or not it's safe to ride or not, the MotoGP runners have got to do it. Marc Marquez gingerly getting on the bike. He's been doing that all weekend long as well. Sometimes I'm worried. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, looks like he could be okay. He's just got to change that around a little bit. Fabio Quartararo watching on getting going now as well. Pumping himself up for the action. And he'll head out onto the circuit now. It should be quite a fun session, to be fair. A lot of action, a lot of running. So fingers crossed, we're going to be in for an interesting run around. Gavin Emmett, Neil Hodson in the commentary box on TNT Sports. Riders heading out there onto the circuit. I have no idea if Omi's back or not, because we can't hear him. So Quartararo, run 1. Morbidelli in the pit still. 1-1 for Basciani as well. A few of them coming out on the circuit. Track temperature, well, it's 15 degrees. Air temperature 12. 73% humidity. There's no wind speed either, so the range just sort of staying up in the air, and it's not being shoved away, which is what we wanted it to be. So the British Grand Prix at Silverstone really is becoming a little bit of a worry. This is Joan Mir and Paulo Spargo's first session back in a long while. Curious to see how they will perform. Yeah, I am too. This is their first competitive qualifying. Pole's first competitive qualifying of the year. He hasn't done one. He crashed in practice during the Portuguese Grand Prix. Never took part in quali. So this is Pole's first qualifying since Valencia 2022. That is a scary fact. He's never qualified that gas bike. And Fabio Di Giannantonio has gone back to the pit lane. He's now on his spare bike. The 24-year-old from Roma in Italy. After he came through, he looked behind him just to make sure no one's there to compromise the running towards the Vale chicane. And through Club Corner and puts on the power. Quartararo still looking mighty impressive as well on his first runs.
Got it back, plugged it in, and it's quite obvious that it's a simple fix if it is something electrical.
Yeah, you just wonder, because this is such a vast circuit. Wherever he stopped, we weren't given any indication of where that was. It takes a while to get the bike loaded up and then brought all the way back round to the pits.
The concentration levels in these conditions, of course, when you're racing a MotoGP bike, in any conditions you've got to concentrate hard, but in these conditions you have to be so careful, you have to be so light on the motorcycle, light on the throttle, light on your brakes, light on your change of directions, and you try and have less movement on the motorcycle because you're trying to feel the tyres even more. It really is a skill. It's super stressful. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it really is, as they try and come through. First lap times then will be concluded as Di Giannantonio comes into Luffield and then down the back straightaway. SHG says, I think for Yamaha, replacing Morbidelli with Rins was a right choice, because Morbidelli just keeps under-delivering. This was also at the back often. Yes, he was. Constantly at the back performing as well. And Di Giannantonio just a little bit sliding as well. Marc Marquez taking as much as his time as he possibly can to make sure he doesn't crash. He hasn't crashed so far this weekend, Marc Marquez. And even in these wet conditions, you might expect him to put it down on the track. But he's doing quite good. Weather conditions haven't changed since the end of the session, so nothing's changed. Di Giannantonio flying through into Chapel, down the hangar straight. He's got Franco Morbidelli directly behind him. Now, Morbidelli's got a new soft tyre in, according to that graphic on the TV screens, but according to my rider tracker up here in the box that you'll see in a second, he's got, they're all on old front soft and old front softs as well. So what's the point? Hello, Omi. I'm saying, what's the point in putting in new tyres? But the conditions haven't improved. They have started the session, which is causing a bit of tension. Yeah.
Why? Like, oh, ridiculous.
Timetable.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Yeah, timetable, I suppose. As it comes across the line. First time, 2:20.045. Track's got worse since earlier on. 2:22 for Augusto Fernandez. Lucanello coming in then as well. Oh, and down goes Di Giannantonio at turn number 1. It looked like he sort of jumped off the bike. It sort of like he got pulled backwards. Really strange accident. Sort of levitated off it. And yeah, they've got to stop it. Mark's going through, gets through okay. That's Di Giannantonio out there. His first bike got an engine problem and stopped on the side of the track. That's his second bike, so that's Di Giannantonio out of qualifying. Don't like this. It's making me nervous watching it. It's really bad stuff. Quartararo, 2:22.9. Bastianini behind him, 2:24.77. Not a fan of this. If one can go down, they can all go down. And it's just, I want to see a replay of that. It's like he levitated off the bike. It was a really strange accident. I've never seen that before. So no one can... Oh, he's got going again. That's good. The bike's not completely over. That's good news. Let's take a look at it. Now watch the back. Really weird. He sort of turns into number 1, and then he just sort of like gets sent on top of it. The bike twitches, and then he's sort of sat on the rear tyre.
Yeah, then he starts riding the bike. Well, not properly, but...
Well, it was Di Giannantonio who did the surfing a couple of years ago. He's just get up to his old tricks again. He likes surfing those bikes. Oh. For a second, I thought it was Mark and Izinao trend from this season, yeah. And as Sean says, SHG, I've put the commentator's curse on him. Mark's P3 at the moment, just outside the thing to go into the session. And the spray is hanging in the air, coming into Vale as well. You can see it now. And Morbidelli is missed that turning point to the Vale chicane. Switches it back up. This is not looking the 100% golden ticket, but Morbidelli will come across the line out of Club Corner down the Hamilton Straight, and Morbidelli does a 2:21.5, goes 5th fastest. I suppose you've got to get out there, Omi, because if the track gets worse, these are your best times.
Yeah, if the track was to get worse, then these are definitely the best times. And, well, another scenario question, I guess. Would this session, yeah, okay, so we got a red flag now, so, it's, okay, so if we get to the end of, like, if we get a few more minutes in and then we get red flag and we don't continue, then would these laps be the grid, or would it still be the session yesterday?
Yes, it was sort of because if Q2 can't take place with the other riders that automatically qualified, then that's it, qualifying effectively gets cancelled. So Quadraro stopped.
Oh.
Has he crashed or just stopped? Because he was still on the bike when he came to a stop. Has the bike given up because is it waterlogged? That'd be something. I don't think he's gone down. The indicator hasn't come up with a crash. It just looks like he's sort of gone down. Let's take a look. So this is into Vale. Lapes on the brake. Oh, I think it's just died on him. Turns in. Does he drop it? Oh, yes, he does. Is it? Oh, no. He saved it. Fabio saved it. The bike was going down, and he managed to save it, and he's just pulled it off to the side of the track. Oh, that's a world champion save.
Yeah. Experience coming in there.
El Diablo at it again. Oh. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Marc Marquez save those. He's going to push it back into the pit lane. Wise choice. Yellow flags now at Sector 4 with the marshals there too. That's a dangerous place to put them. Bottom of a very fast braking zone where we've already seen multiple crashes. Oh, Morbidelli's aquaplane down the start-finish straight. This will have to be a red flag. Down the hangar straight, Morbidelli's bike just twitching under the water. How long until race control say, yeah, this is too much? Because that was literally rivets down the hangar straight and couldn't get it stopped.
You don't want bikes aquaplaning at all. They really should red flag this, especially in the straight.
Morbidelli across the line. He's going to go fastest though. A 2:18.645. Fastest time in the wet conditions we've had. Morbidelli goes top, as you say, yeah. This is much worse than the FIA, says SHT. Kara as well says, I think them continuing is the right call somehow. I agree, because we've got a timetable to keep, but it's a question of how long until the safety comes into it. It's like, you go down, you can have a big accident here. But it is the right decision to continue, but it's borderline at the moment. It's not, oh, Mark's twitching, coming through farm into village, gets it stopped. The rain's getting heavier actually looking at it. Take a look at the weather channel we've got up here in the comms box if it changes over. Rain is increasing now, 73% humidity, but it is now heavy rain from the light rain we had. So it is changing quite dramatically.
I'm going to go for a few minutes.
No worries. Let's go through the order then with 4:20 to go. Morbidelli, Marquez, the top two going through. Bastianini, Oliveira, Polispargo, Di Gianantonio, Fernandez, Mia, Lucanoa, Ralph Fernandez, Nakagami, and Quattararo's last. Quattararo currently starts this race 22nd on the grid. And that's both the sprint and the Grand Prix tomorrow. They count for both, remember. Mazhar says Debes MM93. Well, Mark's in P2 at the moment. As through Copse Corner, Mark's fastest in the second sector by 68 thousandths. Morbidelli is faster across all three sectors by 0.6 of a second. Recently got fired from the Yamaha team going into 2024 to be replaced by Alex Rins, and he is certainly proving his money's worth to other teams now in this session. Mark's up as well by 0.9. So Mark's finding time down the hangar straight now. Morbidelli into the Vale chicane. Brings it down. Turn 16. Switch it back to the right for 17. Hold that curve into turn 18 at Club Corner. Down the hangar straight. And does Morbidelli qualify for a Q1? Q2 plus, yes. 2:17.214. The track is improving, says Cara. Yes, it is. It's still raining, but I wouldn't say the conditions are improving because there's no wind speed out there for them to improve. What's happening is the riders are getting slightly more confident with the track. They know where to push. It is changing lap to lap, but they are getting more confident and getting more quicker. So it's still raining the same amount, but they're getting more confident, which could always be a bad thing. Mark lost 9 tenths in that last sector. That shows you how the track's changing as well. The amount of spray changes it as well. Morbidelli's got clean air. He's got no spray in front of him, no spray behind him as well. He's got the best of the conditions. Everybody else who's running in pack racing is having trouble because they're counteracting the spray from other riders. Bastianini, I think, is going to do quite well here. He might go P2. Cross the line, does so because he's on his own. He's got no forward spray, so he's got a bit of more clear visibility into the braking zones. Last lap time for Bastianini. Marc Marquez will get another. Oliveira goes 5th, 2:18.264. So if you've got clean air, no spray, you have the best of the conditions at this time. So it's not over yet. Morbidelli, fastest sectors 1 and 2, 31.2 and 105.4. In the combined run-ups, 5 tenths faster than his own best time because he's got completely clean air. He's got no spray in front of him, no spray behind him. Rain not really affecting him that much. This is Morbidelli absolutely flying. It's been a long time since we said that. He's setting out to prove that Yamaha made a mistake. Down the hanger straight, into Stowe. Slowly edges it in. Morbidelli's actually looking very strong here. 7 tenths faster. And now we get to the spray. Augusto Fernandez has the spray for Morbidelli still lingering in the air. And it's getting a little bit worse coming into Vale, actually. And also getting a little bit worse through Stowe. Into club corner for Morbidelli. And he's going to go again faster. 2:16, 7:22. Full second ahead of Bastianini at the moment. Is Augusto Fernandez going to improve anywhere? He's up at the moment by a tenth. And loses 6 tenths in the last sector. Augusto Fernandez goes second. This is what I mean about the fact that Morbidelli's got completely clean air. Paul Espargaro in the spray goes 5th. Luca Noah doesn't improve either, stays into 7th. The spray is affecting. Oh, and off the track. That is Augusto Fernandez running it wide. And Aki Luca Noah doing the same thing. There's an air Bastianini. He's into Vale. Few little turns over. Checkered flag is out. The session is over. Bastianini out of the last corner. Gives it the welly. Full throttle. And takes second away from Augusto Fernandez. It's a 2:16.972. Moves within 2 tenths, 2.5 tenths of Franco Morbidelli. Marc Marquez, 4 tenths down at the moment. He is in Brooklands. Turns it in. He's got spray ahead of him, and that's aquaplaned him wide. Mark's lost time. You need to have clear air. He doesn't have it. Morbidelli, who does, is up by a tenth in the second sector. We found the trick, everybody, here at Silverstone. Clean air, no spray, you'll be fine. So everyone thinking that they need the tow, it's opposite. And Mark's aquaplaning, and it's his teammate ahead of him. It's Yaron Mir ahead of Marc Marquez. And little does Mir know, or Mark know, they're costing them both time. Oh, Mark's going to start 14th on the grid at this rate. Really bizarre call. And Mark knows it. He's trying to pass Yaron Mir. Trying to go left and right. Morbidelli's coming across the line shortly. He's just coming into Vale. He's 2.5 tenths up right down his own time. And there goes Mark. He gets ahead of Yaron Mir. Too little too late down the hanger straight. Oh, it's getting worse. Way worse down the hanger straight now. Morbidelli at 2:15.884. 8 tenths faster than his own best lap time. He is a second faster to Enea Bastianini. That's what we are talking about with the clean air. More cross the line with Augusto Fernandez. Does improve. Second. 2:16.885. Morbidelli is a second and 1,000th faster. Marquez across the line. Marquez doesn't improve. He lost too much time to Mir. Mir goes 9th. Too much time lost again. You can't write this. You needed clean air. Honda got it wrong. And so many got it wrong. Augusto Fernandez will go through on the gas bike. What a session. So Franco Morbidelli and Augusto Fernandez, the underdogs, will go through to qualifying 2. 13th on the grid will be Enea Bastianini. 14th for Marc Marquez. 15th Pol Espargaro. 16th Miguel Oliveira. 17th Aiki Lucanoa. 18th Fabio Di Giannantonio. 19th Johan Mir. 20th Raul Fernandez. 21st Takiki Nakagami. And starting last on the grid is Fabio Quartararo. He was 7 seconds off of Morbidelli's time and only got 2 laps in. Franco Morbidelli has delivered for Yamaha and gets into Q2 on the week he's been fired from the team. You can't write this stuff. Quartararo's last. Haha, that's a shocker, says SHT. Absolutely right, it's a shocker. Who expected that? Well, they're coming in now. Q2 will go ahead. And then let's see if the Moto3 race actually happens. Sorry, the Moto E race happens. That's at 12:10? Yeah. Not bad. I can hear the echo. If you're wondering why you can hear BT Sport a bit, TNT Sports a bit more this weekend, it's because they're also the trackside audio. Is BT Sport. They're the commentators this weekend. Have we got a chat? We've got a chat. Okay.
Many times this season about Luca, about Bez, the incredible success that the team is having. I just want to park that for a minute because I want to talk about you and your success. It seems to us as though you've really found your place now in the paddock managing this team. You seem really happy.
Thank you, Susie. Yes, my success is because I have very good staff in the team. I have very good riders, 2 riders fantastic, like Marina Bezzecchi. I want to say always thanks to Vale because Vale is, for me, is like is my friend, but is like a guru for me. I'm a man. I have a lot of ideas, a lot, maybe too much sometimes, but my staff is always. Say, Uzzo, please, keep calm. You have a good experience for manage Uzzo.
If we go back 26, 27 years, you and Valentino did something very unique in this paddock in that everybody else had managers and different people to trust. Valentino brought his best friend in, you. Yeah. And he trusted you when there were people around him that maybe he couldn't trust. But what did that bring to him and what did that bring to you, do you think, now, looking back?
But when I'm looking back, I'm very happy because we start with Vale from 96. We start from Tavuglia, very small place. We start this fantastic adventure. I have a lot of memories, good memories. And for that, I stay a lot of time in the box. I stay with the top team, with Aprilia, with Honda, with Ducati, with Yamaha. I'm there and I see Vale, I see the team, I understand what you need for make a good team in the future. And now I put my experience in this project, and this is like this.
And do you think, because you've known them since they were children, is that helpful in terms of the management?
Yes, for sure. Luke and Bez is with the academy from 10 years ago. When he came Bez, I remember very well when I called Bez the first time. And when I arrived, Bezzecchi is very young with the father. And it's a good moment. I have experience with the rider and also with Luca. I know Luca from...
before he was born, yeah.
And I want to say thank you to Luca, to Bez, because I asked a lot of time I ask Luca, please, can you help me to improve our team? You have something to yes, and to Bezzecchi also. He make a ride, he do the rider, he ride, but it is always important for us for improve this project. Okay, it's not normal inside the paddock. Okay, the rider help the team director to improve the team. No, it's not. But we are different to the other. We are maybe the family. We growing up together, and this one for me is our power.
We see that. Will Bez let the brake off a little bit on Pecco to get past him? Will he do it?
For sure, big fight this year. But Pecco and Bezzecchi is a real friend. When I live in Tavuglia, many times I see Pecco and Bez pass with the car together to go to drink, aperitivo, because he's a real friend, and I hope remain like this. But anyway, Bezzecchi improve race by race, and for sure in the next 2 or 3 races we'll see what's happened.
Okay, and finally, we've talked about the scenario with Bez and the fact that normally, in a normal situation, the management would be trying to get him into Pramac. But because this is a different situation, you've said to us, I'm trying to get a factory Ducati for Bez.
For me, I don't ask, it's not a big question. I ask just the factory bike. I think Ducati give us the factory bike. If you don't give us the factory bike, I think Bezzecchi remain in our team with the same bike of this year.
Now, all these people that are standing here, they know there's 8 Ducatis and possibly 1 seat available.
Vale.
And we want Jake Dixon on that seat.
Okay.
What do you think the chances are?
Okay, I like Dixon.
Can you help us with that?
Yeah, for sure. Ciao a tutti. Forza Dixon.
Big round of applause, please, Uccio.
Grazie. Grazie, Susie.
Ciao.
È stato un piacere.
Thank you so much. Lovely
Ciao.
to talk to you.
Knackwork.
Yeah, the fans certainly love that, and lots of talk and over the summer and into the restart for the second part of the season about who's going to go where, what's in store for 2024. And Jake Dixon, obviously coming off the back of a win in Asni's first Grand Prix victory, is in the mix of those talks, isn't he, Alex?
Yeah, obviously the win's been coming for Jake. He's on good form. He's doing a fantastic job, and we want a British guy in MotoGP. So we're hearing some rumours. We're waiting to see what's going to happen, and yeah, we're hoping that maybe Jake can get a step up for next year. So it's still, I think there's still a lot of cards to be played by a few people in the paddock. There's a few seats available, but yeah, let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, some movement already. Frankie Morbidelli, we know, will be leaving Yamaha at the end of this year. Alex Rins taking that seat. He's just topped that session. Michael, thanks for joining us. Just how is it out there?
It's grim. You could see in this session there a lot more standing water. It's starting to build up along the Hanger Straight. Whenever the bikes twitch on a straight line, you've seen it there as Mark passed Joan Mir on his last lap. It's sketchy, but the riders know what they're dealing with. So in a qualifying scenario, I think it's okay. But if we were racing right now, I think there would be Aleix Espargaro will be up there and he'd be asking for a delay or some kind of intervention time just to allow the track to get into a better condition. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there this afternoon.
So 2:15 from Frankie is a really impressive time. He's going into Q2 along with the VR46 riders, Luca Marini and Marco Bezzecchi. What are you expecting from this session, Alex?
Yeah, obviously Frankie knows the track. He's got experience from the previous 15 minutes. Very fast lap time. These tyres are great, and the electronics really allow the guys to have a lot of grip in these conditions. But the 2 things you look out for as a rider is standing water and visibility. And in a race situation, that's why all the bikes, a lot more spray, it's more difficult, but it's going to be, this could be any one of the guys for pole position here.
Yeah, absolutely. Augusto Fernandez also joining them in this Q2 session. Excellent qualifying from him. Let me hand you back to Gavin to talk you through it. Thank you very much.
Green light is on, and we are underway. Qualifying number 2 here for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Bagnaia, Zarco, Marini, Vinales, Morbidelli, Binder, Augusto Fernandez, Aleix Espargaro, Jack Miller, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez and Jorge Martin, the runners in this session. Track temperature, that is at 15 degrees, air temperature 12, and humidity at 73%. So it's one of those where it's sort of an up and down day as to what could happen. Aleix Espargaro running out the other circuit. He's got his jacket on as well. Could be, who do I have for pole position? It's such a runner, I don't know. I've got a feeling Aleix could do something, but he was quick in the dry, not quick in the wet. Bagnaia's always up there, Bezzecchi too, but I will go for pole position. Bagnaia. I think that's a safe bet, isn't it? It's a boring bet, but it's a safe bet. Let's check in with the boys in the box.
And it's quite interesting, you look at someone like Aleix Espargaro already on an outlap having movement. The way these tyres work, when you leave pit lane, you have to activate them, so you have to go fast. You can't just wobble around. If you wobble around steady, going too slow, what will happen is, before you know it, the temperature will will literally soak out of the tyre and then become more and more. It's like you're on a knife edge then even more. So yeah, you've got to attack your out lap. But my plan would be go out fast, stay out, and just try and get some rhythm and feeling.
There's a fine line between going out fast and attacking the circuit
And ending up on your ear.
Exactly, and that's on your out lap. And so these riders are just having to judge it as they go. But with temperatures, as you can see, in this part of the racetrack,
it's bad.
Down to 13 degrees.
Oh, that's never good. It's never good to have a 13 degrees part of the track. And certainly, taking a look at it, it's getting to the dangerous point where you just have to say, that could be something to keep an eye on. As the track, I think, is visibly a little bit worse. It's always going to be worse at the start of the sessions, and the reason for that is because we've had 10 minutes of rainfall with no bikes out there on the circuit. So it's going to get worse. It will get a bit better towards the end of the session. So you've got to do a time at the start, time at the end, but there's rivers down the start-finish straight, and it is literally just like you're holding on to a rocket ship trying to take you off at every opportunity, and with the rain hitting you as well, it's going to get incredibly more difficult. You've got this plastic bollard flapping around on you as well, making sure that all your fire suit stays dry. Oh, it just makes you want to cringe and jump. It's a really weird situation what they've got going on right now. Track temperature, as they say, look at that, it's what, 12, 15? 15? I think that says 15, doesn't it? It's really low. A lot of work to do then to keep this up. Fingers crossed they will do so. Won't have too much of a problem. Alicia Spargrove fastest. Hoy Martin in second. Jack Miller down in ninth position at the moment. A friend of mine, Libby's going to be very surprised that I did that again. She's got a friend called Jack Martin, so I always get confused when I see J Mar on the board. I go, instead of Hoy Martin, I go Jack Martin, because Jack Miller as well. I always get confused. Too many names between them. Alicia Spargo 136.05, Bezecchi 134.2. So everyone's on the timing screens right now. Down, down, down. And they haven't learned from the previous session. They've all gone out together, and that's not the right thing to do. Learn from what Franco Morbidelli did in Q1. I hope he knows that. Find yourself a part of your track on your own. Don't go out in the group, because it just won't work. And I mean, they're not paying attention. They have not been paying attention. Now they're all concentrating up on each other and ruining their qualifying laps, whereas I reckon Morbidelli could take pole by just doing what he did earlier on.
Yeah, he absolutely could, and I'm kind of surprised that we haven't got a red flag. Have the conditions improved a bit? It still looks a bit wet.
It's still bad, but it's not as bad as it was at the start of Q1. But we've had 10 more minutes of rainfall, so it's not great. The MotoGP race is going to be the key factor, though, in 40 minutes' time. Miller, 2:15, 6:29. So already we're seeing the fastest deltas coming through, as you take a look on your timing screens. So I just need to adjust the screens now because I forgot it's all changed. So I don't know, what do you reckon? The conditions the way they are, this would be normally a red flag procedure, wouldn't it? It's almost not even a question.
Yeah, it definitely would be, but they really are trying their best to make this happen. A tiny bit greedy, I have to say, especially when they already have, yesterday's session they could use, even if we aren't able to. So a tiny bit greedy, I have to say, to get this one going.
Do you reckon they face pressure from everybody else saying, look, you must do this session, you've got to get this Q2 going?
Possibly, but they basically have to make the right decision in these scenarios. So.
Don't know if I would be making the right decisions if it was me, to be fair. I'd be honest, going, get me in, I'll have a cup of hot chocolate and wait for all this to blow over. Storm Anthony really is causing problems on this circuit. We knew it was going to hit. I don't know if it's raining outside my commentary box. I don't know. I was just saying, actually, I don't know if it's hit me yet. I haven't been outside the commentary box in over an hour and a half, so yeah, an hour 11 minutes we've been on here, so I don't know if it's different outside than not.
It's not raining outside for me yet, but there has been a bit of rain here and there.
We've had it was wet when I came out. It was damp underfoot.
Yeah.
But not like at Silverstone. Yeah, not like here where the problem is Silverstone's such a flat circuit as well because it's an odd airfield. Yeah. It's got no drainage points. That's always been its problem.
Yep.
So this is not 2018 where the track was so bad it was like driving on ice. At least this one's still got a little bit of grip, but it's still bad down the hanger straight. Time's coming down a little bit, not by much. Bezecchi going up there. Binder goes 6th. Bezecchi goes 2nd. 2:16, 6:03. Marini 3rd. Bagnaia will be coming across the line shortly as well to see if he's got any deltas. Alex Marquez goes 3rd. Brad Binder goes 6th. Augusto Fernandez goes 2nd. Alex Marquez to 4th. Bagnaia out of club corner. Where does he qualify? Oh, it's so slow across the line, but he goes 2nd fastest, 2:16.095. I'd say conditions are now actually getting worse. I'd say they're not getting better now, they're getting worse. Everyone's slow on the deltas. Turn 1's bad as well.
Yeah, you kind of want the condition to be getting better, but if they're getting worse, then it doesn't help at all.
We'll keep an eye out, see if it is a red flag coming out. There's Morbidelli, and he's doing what he did in Q1. Well done, Franco. Get on your own. It's the best way to do it. No spray, no traffic. Get on your own and control it. And that's exactly what Jack Miller's done as well. He's backed off a little bit, and he's got a bit of clean air. And he's 6/10 fast in his own time. Come on, Jack, attack. I said you could win the sprint race later. I hope you can. Come on, Jack.
You better not have crossed him.
Oh, someone's down. Someone's down in the dust. Who is that? I think it's Augusto Fernandez. Augusto Fernandez. No, is it Pecco? It's Pecco. It's Pecco. The World Championship leader has crashed out of qualifying. And it's down at Brooklands. And he's hit a big one into the gravel. And that's an aquaplane off as well in the braking zone. Bagnaia, sorry, he can get back to the pit lane, but it's going to take longer than the 6 minutes. That might be Bagnaia having out of qualifying. And it's getting visibly worse now down the hanger straight. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a red flag. Bagnaia was calling for the session not to happen. And now he's the one who suffered from it.
They need to make the right decision now before we get more crashes.
Wow. It's so bad now. Bezecchi flies through, and they've got the second bike set up. 5 minutes 45, 2-minute outlap. No, that's it, it's done. It's going to take him longer to get back to the pit lane. Looks like he's got his scooter that he can get back to. I know that track at Silverstone where he's crashed at. You've got to go literally round the opposite side of the track. It's not going to get there in time. That's at least 2 minutes on a scooter. Oh, and down goes Alex Marquez at turn 1. The rear stepped out on him. And where is the red flag? The track is getting worse. Really
red
getting worse. Yeah, they've got to. Track is getting worse. That's 2 down in under a minute at separate parts of the track. Watch, it's just going to turn in. The rear, look at that. Front tyre, too much water. Rear tyre loses grip. That's going to step out. And down he goes. 5 minutes to go. No sign of the red flag yet.
Yeah, and we were watching that one live, so... it's definitely not what you want to see, and also the team, very unfortunate, but they have to red flag it. Come on, they're getting him back out there, but like, we need a red flag, or more drivers will just keep crashing.
Yeah, two accidents now in under a minute, and that's just because of the aquaplane, both on Ducatis as well. This is Bagnaia on board. So down to the braking zone for Brooklands, hits the brakes. Rear's going to step. Yeah.
Oh.
On the way into the corner as well. It wasn't even on the exit. Oh! There's no grip. But of course, Dorna won't red flag it until someone gets killed. It's their thing. We've said that before.
Oh.
They won't stop it. Bezecchi's going faster, you see, so won't stop it. And that's Alex Marquez running down the pit lane exit. It's downhill there as well, which is why it looks a bit funny running down, because it's downhill. So he might just get back in time, actually, to get another lap in. Look at that. Go on, Alex. Go on, my friend. Go on.
Come on.
Push it. His heart rate's through the roof. Bezecchi is improving from 3rd position. I said he could be one to watch in these conditions. Luca Marini 9th at the moment. Jorge Martins 11th. Aleix Spargaro down in 12th position. Fastest man yesterday in the practice. Not doing well here at the moment. Bezecchi goes top by 2.5 tenths of a second to 2:15.359 with 3:20 to go. Okay, we can work with this. Here comes Alex Marquez. He's got back out on the track with 3:11. Yellow sector 1. Yellow flag sector 1. Now, who's gone off? Who's crashed? And that's going to spoil everyone's life. Oh, it's Luca Marini. Oh, that's a biggie. He's okay, but the front of the back's destroyed. Turn 1. Second one at turn 1. Where is the red flag? I can't see why we're out. It's a high side as well. Rhea stepped out again. We can't keep running this. We had a situation back in 2018 where 7 riders crashed out down the Hangar Straight, and it ended up with Tito Rabat severely injured. Why? And look at that, Martin's bouncing coming out of Stowe into Vale. Oh, this is ridiculous. They're going to complete the session, but this is ridiculous.
How many riders need to crash for them to red flag this? That's my question.
Well, we've had 2 down. Oh, look, oh, no, it's over. It's over. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. You're not going to do it. 2:15 now on the board. That's it. I'm sorry, Bagnaia. You're out. He's not going to start on pole position. He can't. No, there's no point. There's no point, guys. There's no point. You're out of time. Yeah, he's realised it.
Yeah, but the laps are 2:16 at best, aren't they? 2:15.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Oh, he's angry. He's angry. He's punching things.
Unfortunate.
Championship leader, Best, will start 4th on the grid in the sprint and main Grand Prix. Another yellow.
He'll definitely have a door now after this, won't he? He'll definitely have a go for not red flagging this.
Yeah, he'll go up and look at that. Really, that was Bezecchi on his own down the Hangar Straight, and it's still bad. It's horrible. Zarco across the line, 2:16.661, stays in 9th position. Yellow flag in the first sector, so he can't improve. So yeah, and look, there's debris on the racing line. And Zarco putting his hand up as well. Another one, huge accident, my goodness me. That's Marco Bezzecchi. Huge accident for Marco Bezzecchi. And that's his bite. And where's the red flag? Because it's really bad now. He's okay, he's walking away. But that's on pit entrance. And the rain is really coming down now. I'm surprised they haven't stopped this. Watch this is going to be in the braking zone. The bike's just going to dip on him underneath. Yeah, not even before he's going to turn the corner. He just aquaplaned from under him. And that's way before the turning spot as well for Marco Bezzecchi. The conditions are now atrocious, absolutely atrocious. And Bagnaia's going out. I don't know why. I don't know why Bagnaia's going out, probably to get rid of some frustration. Or maybe he wants to go out to check the conditions, then he's going to go to race control. Everyone's rolled out the lap times. That's Luca. That's Bezzecchi. Marini's in the pits after having an accident. And this is ridiculous. What a crazy qualifying.
I mean, I don't have a clue about MotoGP, but even I know this is too bad for these bikes, and it's really just ridiculous. I don't know what they're playing at with not red flagging this.
Checker flag.
Yeah, checker flag obviously is out now, but Q3 I don't think should start.
There is no Q3, that's it, it's done.
Oh, right.
Bezzecchi has pole by crashing. That's it, no one's improving. The track's got so bad, that's it. Session is done. Marco Bezzecchi has pole position for the British Grand Prix across the sprint and the feature tomorrow. Jack Miller starts second. Alex Marquez alongside them all on the front row of the grid. Row 2, Bagnaia, Fernandez, Marini. Row 3, Martin, Vinales, Zarco. Row 4, Binder, Morbidelli, Aleix Espargaro. So Bezzecchi crashes but has pole position. Once again, the rain getting worse. Mooney VR46 on top here at Silverstone in conditions similar to Donington 2005 when Rossi won the British Grand Prix. But this is ludicrous. That session should have been stopped 5 minutes before the end. That should not have happened. A lot of accidents. And now the worries come to Moto E. What will happen there? Because I don't think we're going to race. Although knowing this lot, we probably will. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, basically I'm just so used to like the F1 stuff. Q1, Q2, Q3. And I really don't even know the MotoGP format too much, so first I actually fully paid interest of what the format actually is. And it's probably going to change around next week as well.
No, it should be. The qualifying stayed the same now for about 12 years. Q1, Q2. Yeah, conditions are bad now. Gigi Delina congratulating him as well. Conditions are really bad.
Q1 and Q2 I just got to remember for MotoGP.
Yes.
For qualifying, okay.
Pecco Bagnaia has been signalling apparently to the marshals and the race control staff on the exit lap, and this is the accident again. Oh, it wasn't even turning. That's a really bad one. It's got to be a red flag. It's got to be stopped. This is unrideable conditions. It wasn't even on entry. Yeah. It was just down in a braking zone. It just went. In fact, that's miles before the braking zone.
Yeah. Really should have been stopped this session. And what's going to happen with Moto E is my question. They better not let them race in these conditions.
They're heavier bikes as well, so they're harder to pick up in these conditions as well. Oh, it's not really a good idea to let them out. That is literally, if you're watching along with us on TV pictures around the world, that's literally how it looks. Just mist here at Silverstone. Mist everywhere you look. There's Marco Bezzecchi, pole position, but he's crashed. So he's got to go now to Park Fermé to have these interviews done. Oh, what a bad day. Well done. He's not happy, though, because he's destroyed his race bike. He's now going to have to go out on his second bike with absolutely no wet weather data on it. So you can see why he's not exactly celebrating pole position. He knows how angry it is.
Yeah.
5th different pole sitter in the last 5 visits to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone for Marco Bezzecchi. And the first ever sprint at Silverstone is coming up later on today. 2:45 British Summer Time. We're on air for that. But you've got to celebrate, Marco. May have had a crash, but it's pole position for the British Grand Prix sprint and race. Jack Miller's still out there. Is Miller? Yeah. They're all still out there, according to my Delta tracker. They've all done some practice starts and they're just crawling back in. Look at the water, though. Wave for the crowd there, but this is bad. I mean, look at
all
that.
Of these drivers really need, a lot of spray. All of these drivers are still needing the start data for the sprint later.
He nearly went off. On an in-lap, he nearly went off. That's Jack Miller losing his footing on an in-lap.
That basically tells you that it needs to be a red flag, but people are not being stupid as usual.
Rain is getting heavier here at Silverstone. We're into the procedure that we were all worried about. And now we'll hear from our pole sitter for this British Grand Prix. It's going to be another crazy weekend. Let's hand over to BT Sports, see what they thought of it.
Frankie Morbidelli, who was slower in that session than he was in Q1, actually, and Aleix Espargaro in 12th. We might have expected that with Aleix, because him, the Aprilia, and wet weather just don't seem to be gelling at this moment. I'm intrigued to know, Neil, as we ride on board with Pecco Bagnaia, what that first corner is going to be like. We've already seen how many people have crashed in there. I'm just thinking of the front-end device at the start of a race. Would you just disengage it, or can you?
Yeah, you can. You can disengage it. So I'd assume the riders won't have it engaged, because you're going to use very little brake very little brake pressure into turn 1, because it's such a fast corner, obviously in wet conditions.
Taken the marshal's bike, or somebody's bike anyway. He's ridden it back. There's Pecco Bagnaia. I don't know if I'd want to be the guy whose bike it is sat on the back, if I'm truly honest.
Just wet through, and going a little bit fast for the condition.
Faster than I'm comfortable with.
So I think the start's going to be really interesting. I'll find out before the start. I'll speak to some people down in pit lane to find out if the riders are going to use.
Say again.
I hope they don't all slide off at turn 1.
Yeah. We've had a wet start at this start line before, back in 2011. First ever start the wing.
I'm worried for Moto E though.
Yeah, that's going to come out soon.
Yeah, because if someone on the inside has a snap, then he's going to go into some drivers on the outside.
Yeah.
As well.
Moto E coming up.
That's going to cause chaos.
Yeah, Moto E's coming up soon, and we'll. That's going to be a lot of fun. Stand by for action.
Electric racing. It's going to be electric.
I just really hope there's not a short circuit. All right, what a session. We've gone through what they all are then on the grid. Omi, what do you reckon coming into the Moto E coming up shortly?
I I'm gonna say they're gonna let them race and there'll be a few crashes because Dorna are being stupid. Simple as that.
Yeah, they are indeed. They are indeed. Well, I'd like to thank you, Omi, for joining me in the commentary box as well. We'll be back in around about 20 minutes' time for Moto E, their first race of the weekend. A short, snappy 15 minutes of action. It's 6 laps in total as well around this track, so it's not going to be too long at all. Join us then, though, for me and Omi. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.